What's up? Sam here with another safety update. I don't even know what volume we're at to now. I mean, we've done it for a couple weeks here now. You guys have been very responsive to me as far as what you've liked, what you haven't liked, what you want more of, and I just really want to say thank you guys for giving me the feedback. I'm doing this all for you guys. I want you guys to be safe on the road. I want you to be successful on the road, and anything I can do for that to help you, I'm all ears. So if there's other things you want to learn about, please let me know. I've got a list of on my desk of things that you have asked me to talk about, and we will get there in time. But right now, if you do have suggestions or whatever, please email me, call me, stop in. You know where I'm at. If you don't, I'm at 11th Street next to the shop there. Feel free to swing on in and give me any suggestions that you want, or maybe some things that I've missed that you think should be widely proclaimed out to the fleet. I'm all ears. So just let me know with that. So moving on. This isn't necessarily maybe a safety update thing, so to speak, but it's really cool. It really is. And if you guys are doing cool stuff out there, I want to talk about it. I want to make sure everyone else knows about it. So I came across, if you don't know, I'm on the Meiborg Driver's Lounge, so be careful what you say on there. But I'm on that, and I like to see what you guys are doing, and I'm always enjoy reading the conversations that you guys have on there, and it's sometimes comical, sometimes serious. I love it. It's great. But one thing that got posted on there that caught my attention is that we have a driver on the fleet named Scott Daniel. And Scott Daniel is a photographer. Now, he's not this, like, I have a phone on the back of my, or I have a camera on the back of my phone, let me snap a picture. Not that there's anything wrong with that. If you do that, cool. But Scott is like actually a photographer. And he posts a lot of really cool pictures, Meiborg pictures, just landscape pictures. And I'm sure you've seen them because they're the ones that look really good on there. Well, Scott has launched a website now, and it's called the Dragon's Eye Photography. And I believe it's just dragonseyephotography.com, or just Google it, or talk to Scott, he'll point you to it. But I've gone on there and it is fantastic. Like, some of the pictures on there are truly like works of art. And so I just wanted to kind of give a plug out there to Scott Daniel and say, those are really good pictures, okay? I like to think I have a little bit of an eye for photography, not like you, but the pictures are phenomenal. So if you haven't checked it out yet, I encourage you to go check out the Dragon's Eye Photography. Maybe I'll even put a link, down here so you guys can go to it. Or I'll put a link in the description, definitely, so you guys could take a look at it. But it's just really great. It's great photography. I highly, highly encourage you guys to go check it out and give Scott a pat on the back next time you see him, or buy a print. He'd probably appreciate your money more than a pat on the back, but maybe not. I don't know. I'm not Scott. So anyways, but the Dragon's Eye Photography, go check it out. Very cool. One of the questions that I've gotten a lot of, now that we've gotten a lot of our trucks onto Motive, at the time of recording this, we're up to 98 trucks that are now on the Motive ELD program. And I want to say, if your truck is not on Motive yet, it's going to be soon, okay? By the end of the year, we're trying to get every truck onto Motive. It's such a better program. I know everyone loved the Geotab, but give Motive a day and you'll enjoy it, okay? I promise you. I guess I probably can't promise, but I think you really will enjoy it. It's so much nicer. It's so much easier, in my opinion, once you figure it out. You'll like it. But you'll notice on there, some have asked me about this, that there are driver scores on Motive. And yes, Motive does keep score of you. And a lot of people have asked, how does that affect anything? How do I make it go up? I haven't had anyone ask to make it go down, which is great, because you don't want it to go down. But there are some people that have said, hey, mine's a little low. How do I bump it up? How do they even figure it out? So I just kind of wanted to touch on that really, really quickly. And then I'm going to put a link in the description as well to a much more thorough guide on how Motive figures out these and how they calculate these driver scores. But when you start off, when you get into Motive, you are at 100 out of 100. Congratulations. All right, you're doing perfect. But after a while, you'll notice your score will probably go down unless you stay at 100, which is possible, in which case, great job. But you probably will notice your score kind of going down, and you might be thinking, well, how is this happening? Why is my score going down? Well, The safe driver score, which is what it is based on unsafe events. So your unsafe events would be harsh braking, harsh cornering, following too close, stop sign violations, speeding, all those things that are deemed unsafe goes against that score. So it's they base it on every 1,000 miles as well. So it's not like if you do one bad thing, it's automatically at a 0. No, it's all based on, think of it like a credit score, okay? It's not gonna go up and down really quickly. It's just gonna, over time, it's just gonna kind of move around, okay? And based on the amount of unsafe driving events you do, it'll make your score go down. Now, if you don't commit a lot of unsafe driving scores, your score will stay pretty high. And if your score is low, the way to get it back high is to drive a lot, because like I said, it goes against every 1,000 miles driven. So you got to actually drive in order for your score to go up. If you just sit at home and want your score to go up, it's not going to, okay? So you got to keep driving, but you got to stop committing unsafe driving events. Drive the speed limit. Don't do a harsh braking. Leave enough room in front of you for the next person, for the safe following distance. Now, I know that there's a little bit of controversy about safe following distance, because if you leave enough room, a car usually will jet out in front of you. I get that, okay? I see it a lot. So I understand there might be a little frustration there, but that's how Motive judges some of that. So, but it's updated every Monday as well. So it works on like a 4-week period, a 4-week rotation. Every Monday it updates itself, okay? So if you have a really good week and you go, hey, I want to see what my driving score is, and you look, it's like, well, it hasn't changed. It might have even gone down. That's because it's working on a 4-week period, okay? It's like I said, it's like a credit score. It's not going to go boom, 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 up and down. It's going to take a little time. It's going to take some good behavior. Or if it's going down, it's taking some bad behavior. You're getting to you're having a lot of unsafe driving incidences. That's easy to say. So, like I said, I'm going to put a full guide in the description below, because there's a lot more to it. There's some math and calculations, which, go over my head. If you saw my math scores in school, you would understand why. But it is interesting, and if you really want to get into the nitty-gritty details, the guide in the description will kind of give you that. So the way, kind of a broad overview, the way to raise your score is to drive a lot and not commit any unsafe events. The way to lower your score, which no one should be trying to do, is to drive not that much and do a lot of bad events, okay? Speeding, harsh turning, hard braking, things like that. So just be aware of that out on there. If your score is a little bit lower, the way to raise it, drive safe, okay? That's the name of the game. Drive safe and you'll be successful, you'll be safe, you'll be happy, everything will be hunky-dory, okay? So speaking of driving safe, that's gonna lead us now to our dash cam film room. All right, here we go. It is nighttime. We just had Halloween, so maybe this is like the spooky, it's the nighttime stuff. But here we are driving at night, and we'll just play it here and we'll see what happens. So driving down the road, so far so good. Oh, we're coming into some construction. Got to get over, but there's a car right there. All right, that'll wake you up if you're groggy while you're sleeping. Having a car right there will wake you up. So what happened here? What happened? Now, unfortunately, I only have this little piece of the video. So I don't know if there were signs way back saying, hey, this lane's going to end. In my experience driving, and probably your experience driving, it says right lane closed, maybe a mile back. But as you can see, we've got 4 lanes of traffic here. So I'm sure maybe the driver thought that he was in the clear and that, these lanes that he was in was going to stay open. But as we can see, that is not the case. And so as he's coming up to it, he's going, oh man, I should probably get over here. But there's a car right there. Now, I know we're going to have some differing opinions on this, because I know a lot of drivers will say, that car needs to merge with me. And we've had this discussion before. And you might be 100% right. I don't know where that car was. I don't know how far back he came from. If you look in the mirror, up on the far left there, it's really difficult to see if the car looks like he is doing his best, or their best, I should say, to get in front of our driver, which you've experienced that. And no one wants to be behind a semi-truck in construction. It just seems like people in cars have this immense fear of being behind a semi-truck in construction. So I would say this. I would say that the driver, I'm hoping that he was looking at his mirrors and he saw that car coming. Now I'm hoping, because as you can see in the back there, that car in the mirror, it looks like it's a little ways back there. And I'm guessing that the driver in this situation assumed that the car was gonna kind of let him scoot over. But at probably about this point in the video, he's realizing that that car is not. That car is not gonna let him come in. And now he's got to hit his brakes and try to avoid hitting everything. He's got the cones on the right, he's got the car on the left, and then it looks like they got a Jersey barrier in between them. So he's kind of stuck in between not a rock and a hard place, but a soft spot and a hard place, okay? Either way, you don't want to hit anything. That's not what we're here to do, okay? So again, I've said this before, you guys have heard this before. In this kind of situation, you just have to assume that the car is gonna do something stupid, which, as we found out, happened. And as you know, on the road, that happens all the time. They don't want to be around semi-trucks. They want to get in front of them for some reason. But just assume that that car is going to do something kind of drastic, which, as we see in this case, this could have turned out pretty bad. The car could have hit the barrier, come back, hit the truck. The truck could have ran into the construction zone. I guess I didn't see if there was any people in the construction zone. I'm assuming there's going to be workers around because that's the truck. So I don't see any workers per se, but you never know. They could be there. So you don't want to go into that construction area. So just be very mindful of the fact that cars are going to try to get around you by all means, okay? Even if that means doing very, very unsafe maneuvers. And maybe the car didn't know that lane was ending either. He panicked, he slammed on the gas, and away he goes. I don't know. I wasn't in the vehicles with these guys. I don't know exactly what was in their thought process. But just always be aware, and I've said this before, and I know I'll say it again, always be aware of the cars around you. Constantly be scanning, and always assume that they're going to do the wrong thing, okay? I mean, I know it's kind of weird to say it, but always assume they're going to do the wrong thing. And I get it, at night it's probably a little bit tougher to judge the distance. I understand that. But just assume that they are not going to let you in. Assume they want to get in front of you. And you'll see, as in this situation, it's exactly what happened. So be very careful out there, okay? I don't want you guys to end up in the shop. I don't want you on the side of the road. I want you to keep driving. I want you to be successful out there. And these cars don't care about you, okay? In fact, they want you off the road. So just be very mindful of them and always assume that they're going to do the wrong thing, because a lot of times they do, because they just don't want to be there. So they see you, they definitely see you most of the time, but they just don't want to be around you. So don't take it personal, just let them do their thing. Give them the room to get out of your way so that you don't have to mess with them, okay? So as always, if you have feedback on this or what you would do or whatever, feel free to let me know. I'm always open to talk, and I'll put my contact information at the bottom here again so that you can email me, call me, text me, whatever, and give me your opinion on this, or say, hey, I've been in the exact same situation and you're right. You got to let the cars go, whatever. But that's all I got for this week's safety update. As always, okay, drive safe out there, and I'll talk to you next week.